This is Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, the most famous Hyatt resort in the Caribbean. Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana is a 4-diamond, adults-only, all-inclusive resort located in the ultra-exclusive Cap Cana area of southern Punta Cana. Alongside neighboring Secrets Cap Cana and Sanctuary Cap Cana, these 3 properties form what is regarded as the holy trinity of Punta Cana all-inclusive resorts. As always, I'm diving right into the video. I will transition over to vlogging in just a few minutes, but before that, I need to bring you up to speed. Just like Sanctuary, Hyatt Zilara's check-in process was a personal concierge experience. However, Hyatt Zilara's was completely private and thus way better overall. The people, the paperwork, the payment processing, everybody and everything came to me, and I was able to get everything done sitting sideways on a sofa, sipping a mysteriously delicious purple drink. By the way, when it comes to sophistication, Hyatt Zilara has split personalities: simple and stylish. The lobby and the rooms, for example, they are spacious and straightforward. But the beach and the restaurants and the lounge, they are sensational and stunning. I will actually touch on the lobby a little bit later. It's very noteworthy. In fact, it might be the cornerstone of the property. I will say this, initially I was uninspired, in fact, extremely disappointed, especially for a property of this prestige and with this price tag. But eventually, I think I understood the lobby's true purpose, and ultimately it became one of my favorite spots on property. The ultimate resorts, the best of the best, all have huge entry-level rooms. 600 square feet or more, that's the target. Sanctuary, Wynn, Encore, Venetian, Palazzo, they all pass this requirement. And technically, albeit barely, so does Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, with its main room measuring precisely that. The bathroom features a triple vanity setup with bookend sinks and a center powder area. Tucked away in back behind an extra door for privacy is the water closet, and at the front of the bathroom, and forefront of the room really, is the rainhead shower. Finally, Hyatt Zilara shows a little bit of personality, and in this instance, it reveals its wild side, as the shower is very voyeur-friendly with its privacy-optional door. The centerpiece of the main area is the comfy king-size bed, and as the living space expands from there, its functionality is most noticeable. One side of the room is entirely dedicated to optimization with its gigantic 2-tier storage and desk setup, and then the other side is completely dedicated to relaxation, of course with the comfy king-size bed as well as the full-size sofa. The minibar is what I call a triple B setup that is basic beyond belief. And the same goes for the room overall. The minimalist and modern feel, coupled with some funky accent and color choices, makes me feel like Hyatt hired the redesign team and just paid them a little bit more money. The balcony is absolutely my favorite part of the room, and not because it's fully furnished or double-walled for privacy, but because of the views from my room location. For booking the absolute cheapest room on property, I am overly happy with my room placement. Mezzanine level, center of the horseshoe, directly overlooking the resort, as it transitions from terrace to pools to beach to ocean. Brando's was insanely marvelous. It's the exact formula for my ideal restaurant. Contemporary, creative, dark, classy, cool. One-of-a-kind style that you won't find anywhere else for sure. Birdcage seating, steampunk chandeliers, black pool waters as the floor. The menu was modern French with Polynesian flair, which produced new, interesting, and fun dishes that were both gorgeous and delicious. Brando's is the exact opposite of a typical French all-inclusive restaurant. After dinner, I quickly sauntered over to the beach for the fire show. Usually, fire shows have an unstructured setup, which makes them feel more organic and intimate. Usually, these all-inclusive fire shows are predictable. They run together. But when I arrived and there was literally no seating and only a handful of people, I definitely knew this one was going to be different. I wasn't so sure about my evening entertainment choice at that moment, but I pulled up a mat, I made my own seating, and instantly, right at the show start, they stopped the tribal music and transitioned to Swedish House Mafia. Some guy did a Jedi ninja flip, and right there I knew the show was going to be awesome. Visually, the beach at Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana might be the greatest I've seen in Punta Cana. It looks photoshopped. If I closed my eyes and I tried to envision the quintessential Caribbean beach, Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana is it. The strand is so oversized and spacious that when you see another person, you're kind of startled. The sand is like powdered sugar, and it's perfectly sprinkled with tall palms that are growing ever so slanted towards the sun. All the way at the end, there's a dock for excursions and activities, but I think it's the perfect vantage point to enjoy this masterpiece of a beach. Now, the purist and the hardcore beachgoers will tell you that the Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana beach is man-made, it's fake, and thus not a true beach. I say it's like a diamond. As long as it's legit and spectacular, I really don't care if it's man-made. After an incredible but full day at the beach, I was desperate to find some caffeine, so I went straight to the coffee shop hoping that it was still open. No problem there whatsoever, as Deja Brew stays open well into the evening. Like the beach, Deja Brew is one of the great all-inclusive coffee shops. They had full menus of designer coffees, tipsy coffees, teas, sandwiches, pastries, sweets, everything. When I got to my room, the caffeine really wasn't working, and with a monster day ahead tomorrow, I just decided to chill and order room service. Lunch and dinner menus are combined into one, and even with that, the selection was extremely limited. For all-inclusive food, it was decent, definitely fresh. My favorite was absolutely the Z Burger. Finally, I am outside, and I missed my first objective of the day, which was the rum tasting. I'm not upset about it at all. Been there, done that. We have no time to waste, and plus, I think my opportunity cost was well worth it. We have a cake twisted frappuccino. We also have a lava twisted frappuccino. One has Kahlua, one has Bailey's. This was the much better option as opposed to going over to the sports bar for that rum. These things are borderline sinful. It is the alcoholic version of a speedball. Gets you up there, takes you down there, keeps you nice and level and even keel. Yeah, this is exactly what you need to start your day. Feeling good, flying high, also kind of tranquil. I'm gonna get things started at the pool. It's been a different experience every time I've walked by. It's been loud, it's been tranquil, there's been music, it's been peaceful. What's it gonna be like today? We are gonna find out. That is a wrap for the day. The clouds are coming in. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, but when the clouds come in, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. I started out at the club pool. I did not know there was a club pool. When I looked online at all the club level benefits, it didn't list a club pool, or else I maybe would have upgraded to it. Overall, it was actually secluded. It was isolated. It was upscale. It was exclusive. It felt like its own little private oasis. Again, I'm not sure that the club pool is worth a couple $100s a day. I'd have to take a look at all the club benefits, but if I was here for a week, that might be something I would look into just for a different experience than the main pool. I don't know that there is another pool besides this one. I do know that there's access to the Ziva pools, but in terms of like the main pools on Zilara, this might be the only one available to the public. And I'm always critical when a hotel only has one main pool. I feel there should be two. I'm not upset about it. It's spacious, it's stylish, and it has the right size. Double swim-up bar, both on the pool side and on the dry side. Double jacuzzi. It has floating palms, literally like sunken living rooms in the middle of the pool. Lots of day beds, palm trees, cabanas, volley beds, lots of seating. So the rain is coming in. It is time to get on for the evening, and a huge evening at that. Just came out here to get some fresh air, take some video of this property. It's gorgeous at night. It's illuminated spectacularly. When you light up these properties at night, it's extra money, it's extra effort, it's extra energy, but it goes a long way, and the best ones do it. And not only do the best ones do it, they do it phenomenally. And Hyatt Zilara does it on the outside, on the inside, and on the grounds. I'll try to show you a little bit as I walk around tonight, but it is absolutely stunning out here with the palm trees. They got the lights wrapped around it, the waterfalls. Yeah, it's tastefully and classically done. I had my heart set on going to the steakhouse tonight. From day one, on my last night, I was going to the steakhouse. Lo and behold, not open. So I had to pivot, and I went to Shutters, which is the club level restaurant, but it's open for everybody in the evening. It reminded me of something out of Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, California. Very maritime-esque, very oceanic. I'd say the ceilings had to be 16, 20 feet tall. The chandeliers were gorgeous. It was decorated, very modern, but also very thematically. The aesthetic was amazing. The menu was pretty awesome. It was Peruvian. And I don't run into a lot of Peruvian restaurants. I mean, even in Las Vegas, there's only a couple, and finding one at an all-inclusive is like finding a Fabergé egg. I must say that the food quality was a little disappointing. I don't want to be overly critical, but for a restaurant of this ilk and for a restaurant of this caliber, I expected just a little bit more. The crispy pork belly, I think they took the name a little too seriously. And then the snapper was a little dry, so just overcooked a little bit. I will say that the ceviche was hearty, gargantuan pieces, really fresh. That was a meal within itself. Drinks were fantastic. Service, impeccable, phenomenal. Before I could even finish ordering the food, it was in front of me. And overall, in terms of a complete experience, definitely above average. I wish I would have went to the steakhouse, but now I have a reason to come back. Based off of the pool I saw today and then my experience dining at Shutters, I'm not necessarily sure the club level is worth it based on those two things, but I can't say for sure. I'll just have to come back and maybe try it for myself. As of right now, I'm headed over to the coffee shop for a twisted frap. I have one more to do, and then I'm headed over to the lobby bar. Then I'm headed downstairs to the One-Eyed Cat. That is the martini bar. That sounds really cool. It's right across from Brando. It looks really cool. And then to finish up my night, I'm thinking the sports bar. I'm not sure where it is, but I'm told that's the late night spot here at Hyatt Zilara. Coffee shop closes at 11. I finished with their last specialty house frap, which was their namesake. It was the strongest, both in terms of the coffee and in terms of the alcohol. That thing is gonna keep me up until like 8 a.m. Up and sideways until 8 a.m. And then I went to the lobby bar. I think it's called like Gabriella's or something. I had the Martina, not a martini, Martina. It was like a watermelon drink with balsamic in it. I love balsamic. I could drink balsamic if I could, I would, and I did. Basically, every venue here has specialty drinks bespoke for that venue. Whether it's a restaurant, the lobby bar, the coffee shop. And if you would have told me the first time I'd have that drink would be at an all-inclusive, I would have never guessed it. So the mixology here, the drinks, the craft, it is unbelievable. I'm right outside the One-Eyed Cat. This is the martini bar. This is the one everyone's been talking about. This is where all the energy is. I'm gonna pop in here for a drink or two and then hopefully make it to the sports bar. That is the joint. That is the coolest spot on this entire property. That might be the coolest lounge bar in Punta Cana at an all-inclusive. James Bond themed ultra lounge. Everything from the decor to the drinks to the thematics to the experiences to the lighting to the sound. They had off-menu James Bond drinks. They had Moonraker type of stuff. That was just exceptional. That is a reason to come back to this place. That's a reason to book this place alone. The One-Eyed Cat. Where have you been all of my life? Wow, that place is so cool. Packed up until midnight, great crowd, super social, everyone having a phenomenal time. Overflow seating out here in the lobby, super close to all the restaurants. What can I say? The place was exceptional. Sports bar, done, didn't need it, should not have gone, nothing special, but a spot to go late night. And I'm always a proponent of all-inclusives that have a late night spot after midnight to go and have a cerveza. And they have one here. It's a win in my books. Because the lobby is the epicenter and because it is home base, and because you will be spending time there, I think it just enhances your connectedness with the hotel. I think that's really, really important. How you connect with the hotel really influences your experience. Some of my best moments were just hanging out here, down at the chairs down there with a drink, down by the fireplace, and just kind of roaming these grounds. I spent a ton of time in this lobby and it was absolutely a treat. By the way, I didn't talk about the breakfast buffet because there was too much to talk about. I filmed about 30 minutes just at breakfast. It could have been a standalone video. It actually reminded me of a miniature version of Italy in Las Vegas, which is probably the biggest compliment I can ever give an all-inclusive buffet. The options were endless, the food was awesome. Zilara's buffet wasn't quite as sophisticated as Sanctuary's, but it was just as refined with double to triple the options in a much more comfortable setting. As far as negatives, the first one would be the room. If you ever wondered what a Ryu Ultra would look like, the rooms at Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana would be a great indicator. The second negative would be the price. For me, it was around $700 a night, and that is without the club option. Now, a couple would not pay $1,400 because the room is shared, but regardless, it's expensive. I'm not saying it isn't worth it, but it is on the threshold of tolerable. Lastly would be autonomy. Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana is a little too dependent upon neighboring Hyatt Ziva. The spa and a lot of the listed restaurants and activities are actually over on the family side. I would like to see more independence and options. Even the room service menu was the same. In terms of positives, number one would be the beach. Man-made or not, it is spectacular and probably the most beautiful Punta Cana beach I've seen up until this point. Number two, the drinks. Premium alcohols, creative mixology, different choices at every single venue, and most importantly, they are crafted to perfection. The third positive would be the location. Cap Cana carries a price because it is gated, exclusive, tranquil, classy, stunning, and also extremely convenient. It's a very easy to and fro the Punta Cana airport. Ultimately, I am rating Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana a 5.5. Does it belong in the Punta Cana Resort Holy Trinity? Absolutely. Is it the holy grail of Punta Cana all-inclusive resorts? Not quite. My experience was consistent overall, but the split personalities between casual, cool, and classy, it wasn't seamless. And any higher of a price would probably negatively affect my rating. The 5 Diamond Secrets Cap Cana is about the same price, and sometimes Sanctuary can be smartly booked for almost half. But these resorts are the elite of the elite, and overall, Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana is absolutely one of the very top all-inclusive resorts in Punta Cana.